up, we have Ntsako, Mkhonto, synthesis of waste-based acid geopolymer for application in building and construction.
I think it's fine. And I'm sure most of you know cement, right? The one that we use for building houses. Even the room that we're sitting in was actually made out of cement. However, the production of cement produces a harmful gas called carbon dioxide, which is one of the causes of global warming. So global warming is the gradual rise in the Earth's temperature caused by these greenhouse gases. And if we continue to use cement alone as our binder, it can become severe. And I'm sure recently you've experienced this extreme heat waves, the cold, flooding. These are some of the results of the global warming. Hence, in our study, we actually developed a new cement using waste material that is normally discarded into the environment. And then we were all able to produce that binder at a low energy requirement without producing CO2. And then again, we were also able to produce a brick that is strong enough to actually be used in building houses. And it shows that with this brick that we've actually made, we can produce or provide low-cost housing to the 2.4 million people that are currently in need of housing. And then the good thing about this block that we've actually made can also be used to purify water. And then we're able to purify water and have clean water. And we know that with most communities, they are still struggling with access to clean water. And this study will provide that. And then the good thing about this project is that it's still new, like a new method of actually making cement, meaning that we would have to train people to actually implement this project, meaning that we will create job opportunities for people who are unemployed, helping minimize the high unemployment rate in South Africa. And we also know that, with all this beautiful industrial process that we have, the generation of waste is inevitable. Hence, in our study, we were actually able to turn a waste material into a useful material, minimizing the environmental impact related to discarding this waste, leading towards a circular economy, while supporting Sustainable Development Goal number 6, 11, and 14. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. I heard you said you have a new brick, and I'm curious, what's the difference between your brick and what we're using now?
So what we're using now, you use your normal cement, the one that you buy, in the shops. So the ones that we are actually making was made of waste material. So I think when you go around Joburg, you would see these big mountains that you would think they are mountains. Those are actually waste material that are affecting the people living near that environment. And then we use that to make a new cement and a brick.
So how cost effective is your new brick? Is it more expensive than the bricks that you can just go and buy, or is it coming in at a cheaper price?
It's coming in at a cheaper price because already we are using waste material that is discarded into the environment. So it's actually cheaper because everything that we integrated was waste material.
Great, well done.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. I did not, hear you speak about how did you actually come about to, create this new brick. So the methods and stuff, I did not hear you explain that. May you please elaborate? Thanks.
Okay, so we have what we call a geopolymer. So a geopolymer actually uses your waste material that contains aluminosilicate, that can be your aluminum and your silica, and then you have what we call an activator. So you mix those two together to actually form a binder at the end. So that's how we used. After you bind those two material, you actually put it in an oven at a very low temperature to actually make that brick.
Maybe just, is it cut? Last one. Okay. I'm just interested in the requirements that you are testing upon, like the American Society for Testing Materials, because, they would have certain parameters you look at in terms of tensile strength and all those things.
Yes,
But
yes.
would those be relevant to environments like in South Africa? I know that we've got a body like Agramat,
Yes, yeah.
and SABS testing and all that. So, are those parameters that you've chosen to test the materials relevant to South African environment, given that it's an American?
Yes,
Society for
they
testing?
are. It also met the SAN standard. So another issue that we have that we also have to look into, it's this new material. It doesn't have standard in place, meaning that after we develop this new material, we still have to work on the standards that will actually fit South Africa. But in terms of its strength, it actually does apply to the SANS one.